Very good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening. Just give me a minute. Um, yeah, very good evening once again, everyone. My name is Shilpi Arora, and I am resource person and master trainer for SNTTC. And today we are going to learn together for a session of positive attitude and positive classroom. So this session is is designed for a purpose of learning and sharing knowledge with each other, right? Before we start, I just want to confirm that is my screen visible and am I clearly audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. You are clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, and my screen is also visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So nice. Once again, I welcome you all. And the topic what we are going to discuss today is a positive attitude and positive classroom, which all of us as educator understand it very well, that how important is a teacher's positive attitude in the classroom. Otherwise, things might change. See, it is for years we have been into this profession, and still we feel that every time we need to refresh ourselves, and you also know about it. There is nothing what you do not know that we are going to discuss. But let's use this 1 hour at this common platform. I expect all of you to, you can keep your videos on, you can be interactive and pull in your experiences, your own real life experiences, and you can give anecdotes, you can share your knowledge, so that all teachers from different area, from different parts of the country can know about it or refresh into their learnings, what how they need to make their classrooms positive, and all of us can be benefited. And if we will be benefited, for sure our students are going to be benefited, and every time we are going to improve in our classrooms, right? So can I expect all of you, if you can turn on your videos, if you are going to be interactive, if you will be speaking, telling your views in between, you are going to write it in the chat box, the things are really going to be great, right? So let's start without any delay. The today's agenda is that we are going to understand what does this positive thinking is, and we are also going to see its benefit not only for our students and in our classroom. It is going to be really beneficial for us. The moment we'll change our mindset, the moment we are going to change our outlook, the things are going to change not only at the personal front, but it is also going to change it in the classroom, right? And its impact will be visible all around you. So let's find out how to create this, and also certain tips that not only I'm going to give you, you can also share in between, that how you try to make your students thinking positively, how you yourself keep your positivity despite of so much of stress we all the time have. And these things we are going to discuss, right? So this is agenda, but before we proceed ahead, let's start with a simple thing here. So I expect all of you to give your opinion, whether by you can unmute yourself and speak, or you can write, what do you see on the screen? I'll just share my presentation on the full screen so that it will be visible.
Dot.
Okay, very right, ma'am. It's a dot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone else who would like to say, what do you see? Or you are going to write it? I'll take your... What do you see on the screen?
A white paper.
A white paper, right?
Yeah,
So
I see
Shiva
a
ma'am
bit of
says
paper.
that it is black dot. Nupur ma'am says it's a dot on the screen. Yeah, somebody said point on a plain sheet, right, Mamta ma'am? I heard somebody else saying a white sheet, a tiny circle filled with black color, a dot in the middle, Kamakshi ma'am, Shubha ma'am, very right, very right. I need more things. As I said that we are going to have interactive session. We are going to talk more rather than just giving certain points from my end. So black dot on a white sheet. Anuradha ma'am said yes. Very right, ma'am. Very right. Anybody else? I don't think there is second answer to that, right? Why I should ask from everybody? I think is going to have only one simple answer. Either they are going to say it's a black dot or they are going to say it's a black dot on a white paper. Don't you think exactly this
a square.
happens? Exactly this happens in our life also, that there can be many good things, but what is most prominent in our life are the problems that are exactly like this black dot, which is seen very, very prominently here. Don't you think so? Pushpalata ma'am, Jennifer ma'am, Shalini ma'am, what do you think? That why this black color is so prominently visible despite of the fact that there is a whole big screen full of white color, whole big paper full of white color. Why is it happening?
Because we focus on this.
We focus on that. So you have reached to the right point, ma'am, Shalini ma'am. Very good. Right. Okay. And this is exactly happens in our life too. Whatever, even if we have one small problem, that dominates more, that troubles us more. We keep on thinking about that more rather than even if we have hundreds of good things in our life. Right. And if not only like I'm talking about your personal life, I'm talking in the classroom also. Our classroom can be good, our students can be good in so many things, my class can be good in so many things, right? But if one child troubles for something, and that always become a topic of discussion. Why it happens? Because we have an attitude or a mindset to see this black dot rather than seeing. Am I right, teachers? Does it
Yes.
happen? It is not nobody is good or bad,
Yes, ma'am.
nobody is
Yes, ma'am.
perfect. It nobody is exempted from this attitude. We are humans, right? And we have this attitude. Now the question that comes is that after this workshop, do we really promise ourselves that we need to change our attitude? Right? So this is going to be at the end of after this 1 hour's workshop or a webinar, we should definitely come up with a conclusion unanimously that, okay, I'm going to change my attitude despite of these black dots I might have in my life, but I'll be focusing only on the white part, right? Okay, so I'll go ahead with what is positive thinking. Positive thinking is the practice of focusing on a good thing in a situation. Exactly what we did with the first activity, focusing on the white part, irrespective of how clearly the black dot was visible. It's about the optimistic outlook. The problem is we cannot change even neither the white paper, neither the black dot. We cannot change people in our life. We cannot change certain circumstances. Sometimes in a classroom, what has been given to us for one session, we cannot change things. What we can change is only our outlook, our mindset, our opinion towards that situation, our thoughts towards those things, right? Is it going with the thing that are we trying to understand that how things differ just because we are handling it differently? And do you know what is the best part of this is there? The best part is that we know what is to be done, but because of certain pressure, because of so much of overload, because of we are overwhelmed with so many things, because of the personal stressors and challenges, because of the situations at our workplace, there can be n number of reasons. There can be n number of reasons because of which our behavior or the attitude at that moment might change. But I'm a teacher and I very well understand that what is to be done is only a reminder to be given to myself. How am I supposed to deal with my students? Because I matter for them a lot. We'll prove this. We'll prove by the end that how it is going to matter for them a lot. Right? So, quick few one word or one sentences answer from everybody. Why should teacher have a positive attitude in the classroom? Why do you think a teacher should have a positive attitude. We are talking more in the classroom. You can have it in a general way in life. Both of things go hand by hand. If the teacher is going to be happy, she will be very, very optimistic. She will be at home also, and she'll be in the classroom also. That will be a behavior part. That will be her personality part. So that is not going to be that she can change that at certain places. So can I have your views, please? Nupur ma'am says it's a perception. Absolutely. Okay, fine. We need to have positive attitude because students follow us. Very good, Rajeshwari ma'am. We are role model for them. I suffered from my negative attitude and had a bad day in my career. Okay, this is something that is there. I suffered from my negative attitude. Ma'am, I would like to hear it from you. I would like to hear it from you about this.
Ma'am, this is Saravana Kumar from Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Ma'am, can you hear me?
So sorry. So sorry. I just had a glitch there. Yes, please.
Ma'am, this is Saravana Kumar from Madurai,
Right, sir.
Tamil Nadu. I have a class currently this year where a group of students, they have the habit of talking during the class. Not only in my class, in every class. Once last year, I had a bitter experience. I punished two students physically, and those parents came to the school and they created a lot of problems. Then later I realized that it was my mistake. I could have handled the situation in a different way. So as you pointed out now about the positive thinking, I could correlate with that.
Sir, I'm really so proud of you that if you realized it, you accepted that time also, and you are able to accept this at this platform also. See, we
Yes,
learn
ma'am.
from our own mistakes, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And if we are able to learn, that means this learning is going to be there throughout your life with you. And neither you are ever going to do this, neither you will be ever let somebody else also do it. Right. And usually it happens due to certain pressures, sir, because of certain kind of environmental things or the certain other pressures that are there. Right. So, so nice to hear this, sir, that you said that. And how now you know that we need to have a very, very positive. Sir, for students particularly, what we think that their mistakes should be embraced as a learning process. Am I right? They are children. They are not adults like us. So if as adults, we also expect sometimes the mistakes have been done that should be let it go or the forgiven, right? Why are we not able to forgive our students for certain kind of mistakes they do? We can always, I'm not saying that we are supposed to accept that, right? We are supposed to accept that every time. But what we are supposed to do, we need to give them a constructive feedback and we need to move ahead with that. So this kind of a attitude of a teacher or a positive attitude of a teacher is going to help our learner to understand better. I'll take few more teachers have taken, must have given the replies. So I'll take that. Students will listen to us. My question was why we need to have a positive attitude. Our students will listen to us to motivate them positively. If the students are going to be like you are going to be very, very positive, you will be able to give them a positive reinforcement. You will be able to give them motivation and then they are going to listen to you. Do you ever think that the scolding matters? If we are going to scold them thoroughly, then my scolding is going to help them listen to me or respect me or obey me? Anybody? Anyone?
Ma'am, the positive attitude helps teacher to develop a conductive learner, friendly environment in the classroom.
Very, very right, ma'am. So we are trying to create a very nice learning environment in the classroom, right? So yeah, Mamta ma'am says, no, the scolding never works. Mithilesh sir says it does not work. Okay, then what happens that certain times that because of certain temporary situations, we might react to students. But If the positive attitude is a inbuilt trait of a teacher, then it may be temporary, and within minutes you are going to realize if something has gone wrong, and you are going to cover that up with that. Once again, being empathetic with students, once again telling them how what went wrong. So please make sure that this positive attitude is nothing but an indispensable part of your personality. Right? Sandhya ma'am, am I right?
तस्करमना उगाच जरंग
Sandhya ma'am?
नको निश्चित नको नको तस्करमना उगाच जरा
Okay, I'll just mute that. Okay. So
तुझ्यातून माझा फोटो गेला.
Sandhya ma'am,
Shilpi ma'am, I have muted everyone. You can unmute and start speaking.
right, sir. Right. So the question was that why we need to have a positive environment, a positive attitude in the classroom. Definitely a positive classroom environment will, with a focus on a positive attitude, will foster a sense of belongingness for our students. Our students will find very a comfort zone to reach out to you. If you are not going to give them that room to reach out to you, whom are they going to trust? How they will approach you? They'll always be hesitant to speak to you. They'll not be comfortable sharing their certain emotional things that they are going through. Right? So to build up that trust, to give them a sense of belongingness that they belong to this class, this teacher is for them, giving them encouragement, leading to a complete conducive learning environment, a holistic learning environment all around, we need to have focus on only one thing, that is nothing but the positive attitude of yours. That will be really contagious for your students, and they themselves will develop this attitude. You will not even have to tell them about it. All right? But do you know, ma'am, what happens? It happens that teachers, those who have been teaching for years, or teachers, those who have learned this way of teaching in the classroom, the habits becomes very difficult for them to change. All right? And I can prove this also, that how it's very difficult to change the habits, right? But the time has come with this kind of with this age, with this kind of teaching skills of 21st century, we need to change our habits. We need to get into this kind of attitude of learning and teaching also. Otherwise, we cannot be a successful, impactful, or very good teacher. Right? So let's go and do this activity. Are habits difficult to change? All of you, if you are, if your camera is on, try this. Can you cross your arm and tell me your which arm is up, left or right? Everybody, your which arm is up, left or right?
Right hand, ma'am.
Right
Right.
hand? Now
Yeah.
try crossing your arms with your left hand. Was it easy or was it hard? Instantly you need to think, need not to try multiple times. Was it easy or was it difficult? Someone please share. And even
Easy.
yeah, please.
Easy, ma'am.
Easy? Okay, for you it was easy. Even if you cross your arms for 3, 4, 5 times, do you get every time you get the same arm up, which was there in the first attempt? I'm once again repeating this exercise. You need to cross your arm and see your which arm was up. Now you once again need to cross your arm with the another arm up. Do you find it easy or difficult? Do you find little bit uncomfortable with the other position? Anyone else who would like to share?
Ma'am, I'm little bit uncomfortable.
Little bit uncomfortable. Okay. I would like to
I have to do that deliberately. Then only I'm able to do that.
Very right, Vera Lakshmi ma'am. This is earlier, it wasn't that easy, right? Vimla ma'am also says it was little uncomfortable. You had to you had to think about it and then do it. Give a focus on. It wasn't like very easy. attempt less. You had to put certain attempt to cross your another arm up. Try 2-3 times. You will get to know that every time you bring the same arm up, what you have been doing. If we try to change, it's a bit difficult. Somebody, I cannot read the name. Yes, ma'am or sir, whosoever it is difficult to change. This is what I was trying to prove, that even changing our daily habits are not that easy, despite of the fact that we can change it. Right? But we find little uncomfortable changing our habits. We enter the classroom and we start with the same methodology and practices what we have been doing for years, right? Or we have changed with time. So it's very important that we should be changing our certain habits that are not giving us right output or right outcomes in our classroom, but we should carry on with the habits that are turning out to be very fruitful in our classroom. Right? So habits, good or bad, are difficult to break. This is the fact. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Try making yourself a teacher with a positive attitude. Other things will already fall at its place on its own. Right? So how to create this positive classroom? There are certain factors. There can be, again, so many number of plethora methods we can try to create a positive classroom. Because of one of our webinar, I've taken few. You can share your own views time by time, that is there. Right? Okay. So the first point is, if I'm determined to keep my class culture very nice, very lively, very thoughtful. Right, okay. I'm able to develop mindfulness in my students. Before I start with my subject, I'm able to create an aura or the environment in the classroom where these students are automatically falling into the learning process. I need not to shout at them and say that, okay, I'm teaching, so you come here and now study what I'm saying. No, take few minutes initially. And here you will be able to, those initial few minutes that you have invested to create that environment will be able to help you to cover next 30 or 40 minutes course content quite comfortably. Right? So create a supportive and inviting atmosphere in the classroom. But how? This is very general. Please, can I hear from my so many colleagues which are here? Can I hear from your end? Maybe I am able to find certain new things and we all can share our knowledge here. Everybody will be benefited by that. Anyone? I just want one point. What do you do to create a supportive and learning environment atmosphere in the classroom?
Ma'am,
Yes.
good evening, ma'am.
Right.
This is Saranya from Sindhil Public School, Dharmapuri, ma'am. You too read my comment and you told that you couldn't find out the name. It's me only, ma'am. That
Yeah,
NEA.
yes, yes, Saranya ma'am, got it. Right.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, to create a positive classroom, actually, what we have to do is it varies student to students. First, we have to understand what is their expectation from us. For
Okay.
example, if we are going to the students, those who can observe us very easily and get into the content, according to them, we can give some other. For example, like one GK question, physical activity, so that they will enter into the class. So we are inviting them into the classroom
Right.
without calling them or without shouting them or without doing some other activities negatively, like this positively what they like, actually through that activities we can bring out them into the classroom.
Very right, Saranya ma'am. Very
Thank
right.
you, ma'am.
Okay, so nice input given by you, Saranya ma'am. See, creating a supportive environment for that, please remember that you need to make your students feel safe with you. It's not only physically, but also emotionally. And you need not to be judgmental. If you are going to discriminate over that, okay, he's good in studies and other is not, that we do not speak. It might come automatically because of unconsciously, it might come on our face, or somebody has done a very nice work. We need to appreciate the child, but other child who has not done, we can be quiet at that time. So if we check on our behavior with the kind that we are dealing with the students, it can create a supportive environment so that my students don't hesitate. See what happens, we compare our students from one student from other. It's again a very natural thing that happened. Why not to compare a students from his previous performance only? Then you will see that every child of your classroom is growing, right? Every child of your classroom is learning. If you are going to compare his performance from his previous performance, rather than comparing his performance from any good child of the class, we can give him a target that is there. Anyone else who would like to give more ideas? Very nice, ma'am. We can make them play games. We can be very giving them nice words to speak. We can give them a positive remark rather than just giving any kind of a negative remark. We can give suggestive. That's a possibility. But we should never speak, you cannot do it. We need to say, better if you would have done it this way. So what is the difference between these two remarks, ma'am? Anybody? One is, oh, you cannot do this. You have not even done this. And better if you would have done this. Oh, I just thought you will be doing it by today. Now you see the next day child is going to get your stuff. Does my way of speaking matter to the child a lot? Anyone else would like to give your views? Either you speak how you can create supportive environment in your classroom, or you speak about that the way we talk to our students matters a lot. There are so many talented people sitting in this room, right? And I expect you people to give me very nice experiences, ideas, thoughts, what we can do in other classrooms too. Give positive motivation, right? Uma ma'am, Ragini ma'am says teachers have to set the tone, right? Exactly. And usually, ma'am, what happens? Because of so much of pressure, deadlines we need to handle, right? So we lose even our temperament. But what if we build it as a personality? I said earlier, we need to be empathetic. Yes, we need to be. So some kind of tips and tricks anybody can give that how to keep yourself cool all the time.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in my class, it happened that the student was not writing at all, and other teachers, like being a class teacher, I got a complaint from in the beginning only that this boy will never write. This was the impression from 9th standard grade.
Okay.
But I just he was Punjabi, and even I am Punjabi. I just told in that regional language only, beta thoda sa pad le, so it will be better. And you write neatly. You are so handsome, and your handwriting, in fact, should be at least legible. So seeing, hearing that word, he felt so, and I could see the gradual improvement in him, and
So
he's
nice,
doing the
ma'am.
things nicely now. At least
Very-
better. He's able to write that much, that it is legible.
So
Other
nice,
teachers
ma'am.
have started
Positive
seeing that
reinforcement.
improvement, ma'am.
So really great, ma'am. So rather than because you could not appreciate him for his handwriting, what did you find? And parallel method of motivating him. That okay, you
Yes,
are
like
so
sometimes
handsome.
you can be a little bit friendly and talk in their regional language if we know.
Okay.
So being friendly also sometimes it works on some
So
of the children.
giving him a comfort zone to talk to
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Definitely.
Okay. Trying to touch his emotional part, telling him that, okay, I am available for you. I really look forward for you to do something good. So, okay, this mindset is only we are talking.
And in fact, in science and English, he is writing, then he is coming to me, ma'am, is this writing okay? And he is a child of 10th standard. And
So-
he is quite matured, but he's coming to me, ma'am, now is it better? He's
So
trying
that-
for the feedback also.
And we also feel so contented, na, ma'am?
Yes,
We
ma'am.
feel so happy about that is there. Very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your views with us. So this is one idea. Because his handwriting was not good, you could not appreciate the handwriting, but you wanted him to improve his handwriting. What you did, you appreciated his personality. You appreciated, motivated him doing in some other aspect. You said that means not only looking only towards the black dot. Does it connect to a paper that you are going to see the white paper? Right? Is that fine? So that was the first pointer, that how to create a positive environment. You need to develop a very supportive and inviting atmosphere, means where you want students to approach to you, right? If they are going to be like, if you will give them the a very cordial environment, if you are going to, with your body language, with your face expressions, with your words, with your tone, if you are going to tell them that, yes, I'm available for you anytime if you feel like speaking in the classroom or maybe outside the classroom, the children, they understand very well, and that will develop a supportive environment. This goes to the second point also, foster positive relationship. What just now ma'am has shared, her experience, this was exactly that, it was fostering a positive relationship, a bond between a teacher and a student. Right. Sometimes we feel it as our daily routine task. We forget to pay attention because we are busy completing our syllabus. We are busy for like completing the task, giving them homeworks. We are busy with other tasks in the classroom, and we forget something that is parallelly or equally important in a child's development. So anyone else who would like to add on any experience of their, how you can foster positive relationship with your students? You must be doing it at your home with your kids too.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. This is once again Saranya, ma'am.
Right, ma'am.
Ma'am, to create the positive relationship, this is just a simple thing I would like to share, which I am doing even in my classroom. Once after entering into the classroom, I'll be asking, how are you, children? Are you okay? Are you ready for the class? Had your breakfast? If it is morning, had your breakfast. And how about your break? According to the time, it varies. Sometimes, if I forget to ask, also, my boys will come and ask me, "Ma'am, how are you, ma'am? Are you okay? Fine."
Ma'am,
So
I
they feel
really
that.
feel like
Thank
clapping
you,
for
ma'am.
you. Right. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
See, again, bugged up with so many things. Do we really find time to ask our students, how are you doing once we enter the classroom? Or do we really see, as a class teacher, yes, I might be keeping a check over whether you have had your lunch or not or something. But again, as a routine process, do I tend to forget in between? That I leave it to every one of you. You need to check on your side. If you have stopped doing that, or if you have forgotten to ever do it earlier or now, please, after today, remember, it's a small note, but emotionally is going to build up such a strong bond that will give a better result than the exam marks for a child. Right? So Saranya ma'am, I appreciate really good views that has come from your end. Now implement positive reinforcements. You're going to see that all these things, all these pointers are overlapping. Right. So if we are talking any kind of, so I'm talking about the reinforcement, feedbacks, opinions, remarks in the notebooks. How many of we feel that he is not doing homework? Today I'm going to call the mother and going to say, he has not done this, he has not done this, he has not done this, or she has not done this. He never does this. Right? How many of you feel that works, or that works, or that is going to work? Or writing a remarks anywhere that it's so long pending task, he has not even submitted notebook for so long, he has not brought his assessments that were given to him, assignments have not been brought. This doesn't work. Nupur ma'am, can we hear more from you or anybody? We have to be friendly with our children, right, Shiba ma'am? Consistency is must. I used to greet the student as my dears, so the students are they really like. It's again one thing. Jijabai, really nice. So my dear, so that dear word itself give them a feeling of belongingness to the child. Okay, my teacher is saying this. Keeping a smile on your face matters, ma'am. So these words are going to have a great impact. That's truly, that's absolutely true. Right? Okay. So the scolding, telling them negative remarks, telling them that you are not worth for anything, or you have not done this. I know you from so many years. You never do it. So these kind of negative remarks, these kind of negative comments, these kind of tone, this kind of statements, they are going to harm a child a lot. So if ever, not intentionally, even unconsciously, we ever do or have done even one time, it can turn out to be very detrimental for the child. Please check yourself. We should check ourselves that whatever the situation is, I need to keep my calm and telling the thing in the right words, in the right tone. Right? And I'll be you will be able to get the results better than what you have been telling about the negative remarks that are there, right? Promoting a growth mindset. If I need to create a positive classroom, no doubt I need to be a positive, optimistic person. How this promoting a growth mindset is going to help my child? How it is going to help us? What do we really mean by this growth mindset? How it is the child is going to understand? See, we cannot always, we cannot say the child, that have the growth mindset. He doesn't understand. How? Yes, sir.
People with a growth mindset, they are ready to take the challenges.
Okay.
They see
Right. People. So growth mindset that you are. Kumari ma'am, may I request? Yeah. I request all of you to please, yeah, that's there. Sir has said that, okay, we need to, growth mindset means where students are ready to accept the challenges. So how we can go about it? What else? It's only that telling the students that next time you should get a better marks is the growth mindset.
Learning from mistakes.
Learning from mistakes. Very right, Kumari ma'am. Learning from your
Help them
mistakes.
identify their flaw, difficulties.
Kavita ma'am, identifying their difficulties, right?
And helping them to overcome that.
Helping them to, can you give certain kind of strategies by which we can develop them? Anyone, have you ever tried any strategy that can help my students developing this kind of mindset?
Sometimes where the child has difficulty in, say, for example, spellings. We can help the child to split the, where to split exactly, and then learn the spellings in a better way.
Okay, making him easier to understand.
Easier. So
Okay.
find out easy methods where the child can have it, learn the subject in a better way.
Okay, so let me take up this point. See, all of you understand that there are different kind of learners in our class, right? Okay, you must have learned that even there are many type of intelligences by which students learn in the classroom. Some are there who you just speak it in one go and they are able to understand merely by listening you. Right. To some, you give them certain drawing tasks. They understand more through any art, maybe the drawing art, or maybe any kind of enactment, or you show them a video. So they watch a video and then they understand. Some are kinesthetic learner. They understand only by learning, by doing. If you are going to give them any kind of experiential learning, then they never forget. They might take little bit more time. We never say it's a failure of a child. We always say it's a delayed learning. There are students in the classroom who take time, who take more time to grasp the concept that is there. So now what happens, that every child is a different kind of learner, because your classroom is a diverse classroom. Now in your classroom, when there are different type of learners, those who learn in a different methodology, promoting a growth mindset is making the child realize on its own abilities, knowing that what kind of learning is working. So you are going to work over that, and then appreciating that this is, you are capable of doing this. Wow, you are really great. Okay, you are a good speaker. Wow, you are so good in athlete. You are a sports person. That's there. Right. Okay. His artistic skills may be commendable, that are there. So these kind of the growth mindset means where you just tell the child that what you are good at something, now move ahead in that direction with the focus. You will see the other parallel factors, the other growth learning things are going to automatically improve simultaneously, because now he will be motivated and energized to do things. So this is what we need to develop, the growth mindset in a child, by realizing what are his abilities to, by which he learns, right? What he is good at. Is that okay?
Yes, Shilpi ma'am, this is Aarti.
Right,
Ma'am, I
ma'am.
connect so well with you because I come from the background of Multiple Intelligences by Howard Gardner, where
So nice.
each child, as just mentioned in last 5 minutes, that one of the learner could be verbal linguistic, other
Right.
could be, bodily kinesthetic, other could be interpersonal, intrapersonal, the visual spatial skills, ma'am. So yes, I agree with you 100%, ma'am, because we need to identify the pertinent intelligence that the child has and ask him to move on. Probably the buddy system can help in the class, and checking with the child every single day and getting probably parent partners in education with them by telling them, sir or ma'am, the child is already there. Why don't child try this at home? So this works really well, ma'am. And I also feel, ma'am, visual charts in the class helps. Like one of the teacher educator just mentioned, ma'am, 15 minutes ago, that mistakes we learn from our mistakes. So mistakes in my classroom, Shilpi ma'am, they're
Right.
expected, they're respected, they're inspected, and they're corrected. So I echo with you, ma'am. Really, thank you for bringing
Very
that.
nice, Aarti ma'am. I should be thanking you that you have enlightened our colleagues so much with these kind of things that are there. Okay, we should be. So that means ultimately, if I put it in very simple words, we cannot be comparing all students with one lens. Right? We cannot be checking, like you cannot, like we say that we cannot judge a fish by its climbing capacities. Right? Okay. Neither we can judge any terrestrial animal with his swimming capacities that are there. These are simple theories that have been put up. Similarly, if our children are there, then those children should be compared with the abilities then they have. Once again, that is going to come up only when you are ready to accept that they are different and you have a very positive attitude towards them. When you are ready to accept that, okay, if he's not able to write it today, doesn't matter. Can you speak? Can you draw? Okay, can you create a song? Right, so there can be different things that are there. Okay, I missed out certain of the charts that are there. View failures and opportunities of learning, right, ma'am? Being positive. So nice, everybody is writing into that. So promoting a growth mindset, that is very important for teachers to find out that what they are good at and promote that. Cultivate a positive attitude. What we are expecting from us? The same thing what we are talking past 40 minutes, right? Okay, so what are we trying? We want us to be positive, and definitely my students need to develop those attitude of positivity, right? So not only with us, we need to set certain rules with our students for their discipline, for their behavior, but simultaneously we need to teach them how they need to be very, very empathetic about their peer, about their classmates. They should not be talking bad about others, right? So this, if you are going to follow, the students will automatically follow. As I said earlier, these things are really contagious. If I am not shouting, my students are not going to shout. Okay, if I'm not giving any wrong comments to anybody, my students won't do it. And if they are doing it, I'll correct them then and there. Merely by saying, correcting them that check yourself the way you are doing, a child may be taking care of that. We might have to repeat it a number of times. That is a possibility. Keep on doing it. That is our job. Right? We cannot be just judging them over by one incident that is happening. So this is all points what we have discussed. It comes with the cultivating a positive attitude. Now the one more thing, to have a positive classroom, we need to engage our students. So we need to enter our classroom well planned. We need to change our strategies from time to time, year by year, as the things are changing. Even this education system has become like too dynamic. Every year we feel that we try to incorporate new activities in the classroom so that they find interesting. Right? If they are not interested, by their facial expression, you can find them out. So the last point is engaging your students actively. Somebody who feel that, okay, if you make them play certain games, like somebody said, or any kind of, even the subject content is taught in a playful way, and your classroom is all engrossed with your activity, isn't it your classroom for next 30-40 minutes is a very healthy, positive environment, and they do not want teacher to go. Ma'am, next time also we'll do the same thing. Isn't it so? Whether it is juniors, they won't even let you go. If it is a middle wing, they'll say, ma'am, okay, this was very nice. Some child will come and tell you that, ma'am, it was really good. Senior students, by their body attitude, you will be able to make it out. They really loved your session. Right? Because you were planned. Someone would like to give more insight over this, how you can keep your students engaged in the classroom. Certain ideas, whatever subject you are into, certain ideas where you feel that you can keep them engaged, or tell me, keeping them engaged, will it help you having a very, very lively, positive classroom? Or you randomly go with the class task, this is to be done, this is to be copied, this is to be taught, this is to be finished, and you do not even give them few minutes to talk to you, or you do not involve them in certain kind of activity or interactive class session in the class itself.
Shilpi ma'am, I feel that the 35 minutes or the 40 minutes that we get as an educator, ma'am, that should be properly planned.
Right.
You know, and gone are the days, ma'am, that teacher is ready with the lesson plan that today I'm going to teach that and I'll be best at it. No, ma'am, it should be other way around. It should be how learners want to learn that particular topic. As you just said, ma'am, that 31 learners or 30 learners that we have it in our class, all of them have their different abilities to learn that topic, right?
Correct.
So if I am the gardener of my classroom and there are 30 flowers in my class, my duty is to water each and every child. But how each and every child is taking that? Are they taking that?
Yes.
So my activities should be properly planned. My 35 minutes of my classroom should be appropriately planned by checking the prior knowledge and the main topic, activity-based learning, asking them to get up from their places, switch the seats if you can, some brain gym exercise, hydrate them properly, and the class should end with ticket out the door or any kind of reflection that they can use for exit slips, ma'am, I feel.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, like as you have already mentioned that if our lessons will be planned, if before entering the classroom, we know that what we are supposed to do besides only doing the written task or besides just teaching, then you are trying to make it more creative, then that it really takes you give more output than what you have even thought of. I'll tell you my own experiences that are there at times because I take biology and biology is a subject where students find very difficulty in spellings, and I cannot give them whole 40 minutes teaching them spellings or taking them. But if I start my session, if I start my class, initially give 2-3 minutes asking random through 2-3 students with the tough spellings, and anybody who is able to answer, he feels like very nice. And the next time he said, ma'am, are you not going to ask the next spelling that is there? Okay, how do you spell pteridophyta? That is there. Right, okay. So then they find that, okay, ma'am, today I'm going to answer. So merely those 2-3 minutes is able to grasp their whole attention in the classroom. Right? So these kind of things definitely help us. How you grab their attention. If you have planned any tough topic to be taught today, right? Do not straight away start with the introduction of a topic and making them write the task. Make it little, break them into simpler parts. Start it with some kind of a fun activity or a story narration. You know all the pedagogies that can be used in today's time, right? That is there. A role enactment, just a kind of a beginning of that. Okay, where do you locate this word in this chapter, that page number, if you have read it earlier? Where have you heard this earlier? Just do not straight away introduce the topic to the students. If you are not going to do this, you will be able to create one small activity that may not take 20 minutes. I'm taking only 2 minutes, right? Maybe some kind of 5 minutes that are there, that is going to change the whole scenario of your class. That is my commitment. Only thing is, before stepping into the room, you need to be planned. What are you supposed to do? And with your hit and trial method, you keep on finding which activity went best. So use it in the next classrooms. Right? Like ma'am said, teaching learning process is not one way that I'm watering the plant so it is done, finished. No. Right? Till the time I really get to know that my plants have absorbed that water. So it is a feedback that should be coming from your students. And that feedback will be coming how? We cannot wait all the time for our final exams to be written or any kind of the formative assessments to be written. You can give a feedback then and there in the classroom by their expressions, by their answers, by the replies that they give, by their involvement in the classroom, right? There are so many ways. You only need to watch that. You need to enter the classroom with an attitude that, okay, this activity is going to be really successful, right? So this is the student, engaging students actively becomes very important for everyone to create a positive classroom. I'll take a quick recap for 6 points that we have thought of before we leave today. That is that we need to create very, very supportive environment for our students, where I feel my students get a space to come and talk to me. This happens at home also, right? Okay. If we ask our own kids that mama is linear, mama, they talk with mama or they don't talk with father, depending upon who is more strict or who don't listen or do not listen at that moment. So same happens with students. Foster positive relationship. Like I said earlier, their mistakes should not be criticized all the time. The moment you will criticize a child in a classroom, he will be refraining himself from reaching out to you. Right? Rather, if something is there that you can momentarily ignore, please ignore and try to give something a very suggestive method of replies at that moment. At any cost, no negative remarks. You cannot do it. You are bad at doing this. You are not worth for doing this. Neither in our dreams should speak these kind of sentences to our students, right? Implementing positive reinforcement. This is same what I'm talking, how we need to give them very, very positive feedback from our end. Promoting a growth mindset, I discussed at length, knowing the abilities of our students and then appreciating him over that thing, rather than appreciating him for not able to do something. Right? Cultivating a positive attitude, all those factors, what we want us to do. If you are going to speak everything good, I am good, okay, I can handle, I can take up the challenges, okay, every positive statement, what you talk to yourself, then please let your students also learn that you are not speaking anything wrong about you or your classmates. Engaging students actively. Yes, I want my students to be busy. With a well-planned session for 30 minutes, I know my class is going to get the outcome what I have thought of. Right? I just want to share a small story at the end. This is about this is impact of a teacher can never be underestimated. So this is 2017, a story of a 30-year-old young teacher from Pune, Maharashtra went viral for the right reasons. What was it? During monsoon, he used to walk 25 kilometers. Ma'am, think of it. Walking 25 kilometers to teach children in a village. The school was very, very, infrastructure wasn't good. But student used to wait for the teacher. Maybe he had a very strong bond. As the story went viral, people from nearby areas collected money and then they gifted him that bicycle so that he's able to teach the students. Ma'am, ye cheezein bhi aaj ke date mein hoti hain. I'm talking 2017 only. Right? So my point was not to tell this story, but to tell that impact of a teacher can never be underestimated. Teachers are born leaders. They are meant to have the impact over their students. They can do anything what they want. And that is how we end up our today's session. But before, no, I just want to have one more activity. So, okay, before we end up, can you recall one trouble made by your students? But promise is that simultaneously you need to tell few good things about the same students. Anyone?
Good evening, ma'am. This is Jijabai.
Yeah,
from,
Jijabai.
Vidya Sanskar School. So one of the students, I used to he's so arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Too much arrogant. Whatever we will say that, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Always he used to say that after the examination, when the exams are near, ma'am, you are true. Whatever you said, that was perfect. And I just misunderstood whatever you are saying. And then he said that, I'm sorry, ma'am, for that, because he was leaving that batch and he is going for the next, another school. So at that time, he realized that whatever I was saying for the student, this is not the perfect way to convey to others. But he used to know, ma'am, I'm like this only. So it went very wrong.
So,
I
ma'am,
just
what did you do to make him improve over this point? Did it work? Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am, definitely it worked. I gave
Mm-hmm.
a support for him in
Right.
front of others, how to talk, how to convey yourself, because I'm a social teacher. I
Mm-hmm.
said him, as a social teacher, if you want to be like a good citizen, means we have to know our rights and how to conduct ourselves in front of others. So
Right.
gradually adopted everything, and finally he said that thank you, ma'am. As per your guidelines, I got a good like
The child could realize your efforts, right?
ದೇವಳದ ಅಂಗಣವನ್ನು ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸುವಂತ ದ್ವಾರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ temple.
Your voice
This
is
was my good experience, ma'am.
okay. Anyone else? Yeah, right. Anyone else who would like to tell there are behavioral issues with the students, and can you tell any one child who troubled you a lot, but he had other good qualities? One more teacher, because I would love to finish it on time. I just want anyone else who would like to recall his one of the student, those if he or she has troubled you a lot because of certain things, but you knew how many other good things were there in that child.
Ma'am, this is Paranya.
Right, ma'am.
I had a student in 2015. Whereas in class 10, he used to talk a lot in class. Whomever is sitting nearby him, he will be talking and is too talkative. So I thought of like channelizing him. Actually, it was my second batch. I was new to the CBSE curriculum at that
Right.
time. So even I was also too young at that time, only 23 years old. So I thought of streamlining his activities, that is his talkative, which is disturbing the class. So whenever any comparing work or MC or seminar, all those things I have given in charge to that child. Whereas he developed himself, now he is working as a team leader in a familiar company.
Very,
Yeah.
very nice, ma'am. So nice that he has grown up under
you.
your guidance. So, ma'am, my only point was asking this question at the end of the session was that there might be students, those have certain kind of issues because they are children, right? Okay, we cannot say they are grown up, but they had many other good qualities. The session I started with a white paper with a black dot. I want to conclude it here. Can we focus more on the white part rather than just focusing on the black part? If you will enhance the white part more, obviously the black dot is going to subside somewhere. Right? So this is the duty of a teacher is to see the positive from the most unrighteous student, says Vivekanand. Wow, sir, so nice quote that is there. And so many of you have written good session. Thank you. I just missed out certain chats in between. If I did not answer, I'll just see it. Otherwise, on time, I would love to finish my session with a quote. A good education can change anyone, but a good teacher can change everything. Do we really believe in this, as we all are educators? If you really believe, then give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you really feel that, yes, I'm a good teacher with a positive attitude and I have a charisma to change everything. I can. Thank you so much, Parika ma'am, Jiga bhai. More people must have given, if I'm able to see that's there. So I end up my session, but before I end up, any question from anyone related to today's session or anything you would like to give your views here? The platform is yours. If anyone would like to speak or if you have any type of question.
Yes, before we wind up, the people who would like to grab a certificate for this particular session need to approach Matthew, sir. In case you want a certificate, I believe few people are having membership. So, sir will be sharing what do we say, like a Google form or something for that. People who don't have membership, I believe you need to directly contact Matthew, sir, for a certificate. And we are also sharing the link of one webinar group of SNTTC here. Those who wish to stay informed about webinars like this can join that group as well. So from the end of SNTTC, we would like to really thank Matthew sir. How to approach Matthew sir? You can just write in AIEF group. Okay. You can write in AIEF group. Okay, so sir will be sharing the link with the people who already have membership. So just a second. Let me write the number of Matthew sir here. So Matthew sir's number is 9818946850. 9818946850. This is the number of Matthew sir. There is no link for feedback as such. Those who want a certificate can just contact sir on this particular number. I have already written the number in the group. Okay, and I am also sharing the link of the WhatsApp group. In case you want to stay informed about more such sort of workshops, you can join that WhatsApp group. Yes, that is from my end.
Right. So, sir, I'll take a minute to say thank you to everyone, those who have joined. Also, thank you to Matthew sir and Ravi sir for this session, what I have taken on this platform. And if you have any type of, like, we have solved all the query, the only thing I expect from everyone is to keep the positive attitude from now, from home to our classrooms. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful
you.
session.
Most
It was
welcome,
so
ma'am.
informative and useful.
Right.